Hello dear students. So we will be continuing with chapter 9 Industrial Revolution today, and today we are going to discuss about the status of women and children during the Industrial Revolution. Now, in our previous classes, especially in the chapter 3 orders, we have learned that women during feudalism were actively involved in farm work. And they reared livestock also, gathered firewood, made candles, and pressed grapes to prepare wine for the Lord's use. They spun yarn on spinning wheels in their homes, and their area of activity was limited to household chores only, and many a times they were involved with the chores of the Lord's estate. Now, with industrialization, women sought increasing employment in the factories. Their earnings were necessary to supplement men's wages, because when the men were earning very low, so a woman, when she started earning, that added up to the total earning of the family. So industrialists preferred to employ them as they were less agitated about poor working conditions and worked longer hours for lower wages than the men. For example, like in the cotton textiles or silk or lace making, knitting and button industries, it was found that the men could not go for these work minutely, and after some time they were angry, they were agitated. But in spite of getting low wages, the women were happily doing all these jobs. Now, ties between members of household loosened, and women of upper and middle class families had more time for leisure, education and entertainment, but faced increasing levels of isolation. Now, those who worked for wages had some control over their lives, as they were free from collective values of smaller rural communities. But women may well have gained increased financial independence and also self-esteem from jobs. But this was more than offset by humiliating terms of work they endured. The children they lost at birth or in early childhood, and the squalid urban slums that industrial work compelled them to live in. So in spite of earning good amount, in spite of going towards the the self dependent term, many a cases it was found that the women were even humiliated because they were working hours after hours. So many women who were carrying, they lost their children before the birth only, or like they had to work under the slum areas which were without any proper light and air and all. So many of them they were not in a good health condition. Similar was with the children also. Now, evidences from the British factory records reveal that about half of the factory workers had started work when they were less than 10 years old, and 28% were when they were under 14. So you can understand that most of the children, they were all laborers. Now, children as young as 9 years of age, at times even younger, more means below 9 also, were employed in textile industries and dangerous places like coal mines. They were subject to long, unbroken hours of work under strict discipline and sharp forms of punishment. And because children, they were meek, and they never raised their voice, so they were easily available, so they were made to work harshly in the industries. They were paid mere salaries, almost no salary at all. Only twice a day the bread was provided. Poor parents, they encouraged their children to work because their earnings were necessary to supplement the low wages of the men. So industrialists, all of them, they preferred children because they would be less agitated about their poor working conditions, then work for lower wages and even lower than the women also. And owners of the textile factories employed child labor because they were small enough to move between tightly packed exact machineries. You can understand if you can try to imagine. Suppose a factory or an industry has been laid out with lots and lots of machines, and there are less space to move about. So if it is a kid, if it is a small child, it is very easy for him or her to slip inside and go from one place to another. Moreover, the long hours of work, even with the Sundays, Sundays were actually reserved for cleaning of machines and deprived the child labor of even little fresh air and exercise. Many of the child labor died due to the accidents. There were many accidents which used to happen inside the factories, or neglecting the work, or overwork, exhaustion, and exposure to the unhealthy factory environment. So this all led to the death of a child. For example, often children caught their hair in the machines or fell into the machines and they dropped off to sleep. Suppose hours after hours the children are working, so they feel sleepy. And when they doze off, it was found that they are going inside, where the malted or the melted steel or the coals are there, they have dropped inside them and losing their life. And still other crushed, many, it has happened that small kids, they don't even know how to use the machines and they have crushed their hands or legs in the machines. So child labor in coal mines worked as trappers, it is said, TRAPPERS, trappers, which was opened and shut door as the coal wagons traveled through the mines. Suppose a wagon is going and is coming back, and there are doors which means automatically opens and shut down. So these children, small ones, they are the coal bearers. They used to carry, and most of the time they could not make out when the door will open and when they will shut. So they get trapped inside the door. And still others were used to reach deep coal faces, and where the approach path was too narrow for the adults. So because the adults cannot go inside the coal mines, which were very, very narrow and deep. So children, many a times tying their legs and putting them upside down and rolling them with the thread or the rope which was tied to their legs and asking them to go down. So for the children it was easier. And the factory managers, they considered child labor to be important because for future factory work, but in fact child labor reflected a massive negative human cost of industrial revolution. Though, labor, these children when they were earning, or the women when they were earning, they were adding up to the family expense, they were adding up to the family aid, but the actual social and economic condition was not improving. Rather, the social condition deteriorated because lot of kids, they were not sent to the school, but they were sent to the factories to work and add up to the parents' wages. Even the women were also, the middle class and lower class women, they were also not allowed to go for education. So ultimately, industrial revolution might have brought a lot of changes in the, that kind of economic structure. But if you see in depth, the moral values deteriorated, and there were a lot of exploitation of women and children. So I'm closing down the chapter for today. In the next chapter, we will be concluding the chapter 9, that is Industrial Revolution. Thank you so much.